What is up, YouTube? I am Endless Win. Welcome back. Alright guys, so we've got Season 1, Episode 5 of the Minecraft Feed the Beast series ready for you in the hopper. Did a little bit of work for you guys, and I wanted to go ahead and start recording here because you can see this little thing right here on the research table. I've got some research to do. Wanted to show y'all how to do that. And one quick administrative note, if you want a transcript of this video, just take out a pad of paper and a pen and then just start writing down everything that I say. So yeah, cool. So we've got the research here, and it comes in this little thing right here. I've got advanced node tapping, and we'll get into what that means. But you see here, we've got these four little symbols, and we've got all these little blocks in between them. And so what we need to do is connect these blocks to each other. Right here, this is Aurum, which is the wispy essence. I know it's made up of air and I think it's Percantio, but you can open up your book here and look through the research and find it here, Percantio and air. And so the other one we had over there was Percantio, which I'm pretty sure that's got the void trait in it. So we'll go down. These are in alphabetical order. So Percantio vacuus, the void. So I know that one for a fact also has air in it. So what we're going to do, it's kind of like 6 degrees of separation, or there used to be a game show called Chain Reaction or some silly nonsense like that. So you just left click and you drag it, okay? And then so I've got void over here, and so I've got void there, and air will connect those two. So we've got a connection, but we need to connect all four of these. So we've got modus up here, and this is the recycle one. It's yeah, exchange permentatio. Yeah, that's a fun word. So we've got modus, which is motion, and permentatio. So they're both right here. So we'll look it up in the Thaumonomicon of, it looks like it's, yep, getting dark. Close the door. So we'll look it up in the Thaumonomicon, and we've got modus, which is air. So luckily that's kind of the one we've been focusing around. And then the other one was, that one's made out of modus, the permentatio. So what we'll do is, when you see this, which one of these was air? That one. Alright, so here's 15. And, oh, wrong one. So you see I used it and lost it. It's now at 14. So even if it did connect, it wouldn't work. Or not that it wouldn't work. Even if it did connect, it would still take one away. So you see this will connect, but I still only have 11. And so we've kind of got ourselves like, we'll go like this, and we'll do the void since we have a few of those. And then we'll go back to the Thaumonomicon and check on what the connection was, modus and aqua. So we need modus, which we don't have too much of, I don't think. Yeah, we're a little low on that. So we'll try and do that, and then we'll do air, and we'll do air here, and then we'll use lux, because that's that's air and fire to connect them, since I've got don't really have to use those two often, so we'll use lux to connect it. So now we have discovered the research. So you bring it here in your inventory on your hotbar, you right click it, and then you see in the top left, advanced node tapping. And so now it's all flashy. That's the one that I picked right there. and so you can read it. And this has to do with a little bit of stuff we haven't gone into yet of the nodes. And I'm going to sleep through the night, and we'll go find a node. I've actually already filled up this wand with the stuff that you get from the nodes, which are the 6 basic components of everything that makes up Thaumcraft and whatnot. But I know there's some nodes not too far from here inside some stuff. Thank you. I knew you were going to do that. So probably not a good idea to be doing this in the water before he works me over. There we go. So still no armor. That's kind of one of the reasons we were getting into Thaumcraft, because that armor is kind of cool. And I just ripped up half my cotton seeds there. So we'll go the other way around. It's about the same distance. And so these little floating orbs, the word that they actually are is escaping me at the moment. The nodes, they have different aspects in them, and they'll usually have at least the base aspects of everything in them. And I know there's some over here, yonder, which is a general term if you didn't know what yonder meant. That's yonder over there. So these are actually inside some totem poles, which are World Gen from Thaumcraft, and they're kind of cool looking. They're little obsidian totem poles, and inside these are sinister nodes, which there's different types of nodes: pure nodes, fading nodes, regular nodes, hunger nodes, which are the worst of all of them if you've ever come across one. Let me bring up my map. Yeah, we're heading in the right direction. Still a little bit further here. So you can see over here the terrain gets all different looking. And if you bring up your map when you get into a terrain like this, I'll bring up mine right now, and you see it's an eerie terrain. And so what happens here is the nodes here are putting off this eerie terrain. And you can see it, right? You can't? Oh, now can you see it? Yeah, that's what the Thaumonomicon is for, is to see these nodes. You can't see them otherwise, at least if they're in here. They're kind of faint. They're easier to find at night, but if they're inside a block like this or in a tree, when we come across those trees, I'll show you. But you can see this is a sinister node. It's got the base components of Terra and of Percantio. But it's also got 2 others which are not base ones, and you'll see those quite often in sinister nodes and other nodes too. And there's actually a node right over there. If you see through the tree there, there's another node over there, so we'll go check that one out. But I've already filled up the one. You see in the top left, there's the yellow, the green, the red, the blue, the white, and the black. And so you simply right click and you'll see some stuff. We'll get that in this episode because we're going to use a little bit of the components that are inside the wand at the moment, the magical aspects, if you will. And so we're going to head back over, see, I'm not sure where that node was. I didn't see it earlier. I went out quite a bit exploring, guys. Was out for probably maybe an hour total, just exploring, running around, seeing what I could find. Did find a village, so got some potatoes from there, and kind of met the villagers and said hi, and they said and yeah, so that was fun. And so we're going to head back, and we're going to get working on some more of the research. We're going to get into the Enchanted Fabric. But that one's a little different research mechanic than what we just did, because if you look here in the Thaumonomicon, you'll see that this is a circle, but the Enchanted Fabric over here is not. So when it's a shape like this, you just be able to click on it if you have the 5 of the that toilet paper roll looking thing and the 3 of the Percantio. So you just click on it and you see you've gotten it. So you can read it now. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. This is what we're here for, is this right here. So to make this Enchanted Fabric, you're going to need one of each of these in your wand. And I'll show you how to put that into this specific table in a little bit. And then 4 string and wool. And then you can see basic crafting of the armor and things like that. There's not a headpiece, as you can see, because the headpiece is actually right here. The goggles are revealing. So we'll get into that, and it's basically, it's 2 thermometers, and you don't have to hold this up in front of your face to see the aura nodes. You still need to use this to scan things. You cannot scan with the goggles of revealing, but you will be able to see the aura nodes, and it just kind of becomes second nature to always see them. You take them off and you're like, oh, where'd the aura nodes go? And, you know, madness. So what we're going to do is we're going to eat monster jerky, and we're going to start talking about the table that we're going to need. It's the enchanting table. So let me get some wood. We're going to make a basic table like this one over here that we did in the last episode. So I believe it's some kind of like this. Sweet. So we've got the table. Put it down. Nothing happens. Hit it with a wand, and it just turned into the arcane work table. And you can see my wand is on there. So that's how you put your wand in there. You can just take it out and put it right back in there. So you can see here, this wand holds 25 of each of the aspects: air, terra, igneous, aqua, ordo, and perdito. And you can see to the right of that, 110% viz cost. What that means is, even though in our Thaumonomicon it said it's going to cost 1, it's actually going to cost a little bit more because we have a horrible wand. It's just the basic, most general wand. You can see here that you can research more wands and wand caps, and when you really can't research it, it's all that gibberish. And there's also wand foci, which we'll get into. Those are a lot of fun. But you can see Great Wood Wand. That's a tree that's generated because of the mod Thaumcraft, and then this and that. That's silver wood, and this is a staff. But we'll get into that. With any luck, we'll be able to actually skip a level of wands when you do this perfect little combination and balance of things. But we'll get into that later. So what we're going to do is, I've got from my explorations quite a bit of wool, a lot less string, so we're not going to be able to do too much of this enchanted fabric. But we'll put the wool in the middle. We'll break these apart like so. And you can see it's going to cost 1.1, so that's where the horrible wand comes into play. If we had a wand that only was 100% viz cost, it would be 1. And then there are wands with combinations of the armor and things like that you wear, that it can actually cost even less than 1, so it'll reduce the viz cost by even more. So we can get 3, and with 3 we can't quite do anything at all, which is kind of a bummer because we need at least 4 to make the boots. So that kind of stinks. And I could wait for night and try and mess around with some spiders, or sit here and watch this grow. I actually bone milled a lot of this to get the amount of string that I did have. But I was having an epiphany, and I can show you my epiphany. To make string, well, cotton, we were doing that. We're not anywhere close for this silk wisp. And then there's this, which if you go down further, it's like, oh, I can do that, I can do that. Oh, wait, a diamond block. We're not going to get into diamond blocks, especially for micro parts, anytime soon. So if you bring over here the macerator, if you go down one more, pulverizer 4, that's kind of interesting. So I don't know for sure if you can put a white one in there, because all these have the mechanics for the colored. and there's no white one in there. But I do have some colored wool from some of the different sheep that I killed. So I could put that in the pulverizer. So ADD hits again. We're going to change gears. We're going to do a little bit of thermal expansion. So thermal expansion is the energy mod that we're going to use to create, what's the word? Energy, yes. So if we look here, you can see we've got these crazy things here. We've got all these crazy things here. We've got blocks and liquids, and you can see here there's the world gem that we've been picking up of ferrous and lead, silver, tin, and copper. And so if you continue to look through here, you'll see more nonsense. You've got gears, you've got armors, and you've got these thermal oh, sorry, that's a different mod. Nope, nonsense. Okay, so what do we want to do with this? Well, the first thing that we're going to want to do is make that a steam dynamo. That's the easiest, most basic engine that we can get into, or dynamo. So you see, hold shift for details, generates energy, redstone flux, which is the energy current, or currency, whatever you want to call it. But this one uses redstone flux. Other ones use different things. This one happens to use redstone flux, and that's what we're going to be using with a combination of most of the other mods, except for the ones that are exclusive to an energy mod. It all sounds like gibberish. I feel like I'm speaking gibberish, but you'll understand it if you don't already know what I'm saying. So, requires water and solid fuel. Water and solid fuel. What that means is it requires water and coal to make steam. So you've got all this stuff and you got things spinning around, but what it means is you need copper, you need a redstone transmission coil, and you need redstone. I heard him, so I'm going to bed. Run for your lives! Sorry. Okay, so we're awake. He can't bother me anymore. Oh. Hit you with my book. Knowledge is power, son. Yeah. So, all this means we're going to need copper, redstone, and a redstone transmission coil. Left click here, you can see you need silver and 2 pieces of redstone. We've come across a little bit of redstone here, and we've come across some copper somewhere here. Seems like it should have a lot more copper than that. So maybe we haven't come across much copper. Played so many different versions of this game and always starting over. You never know what you have. Also got some copper there. That's not going to be nearly enough to get started. I know I don't have anything over in the smeltery. Looks like it's time to go mining again. Guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so we're back. Did a little mining. Not down in the cave. Copper's kind of easier to find if you go and search these little walls. Just to give you an example, the first little batch I found was right here. So a lot easier to find if you search kind of cliff walls and things like that. They spawn up higher. They spawn lower too, but they spawn up higher, and it's easier to find up higher because it doesn't have to fight when it's creating the world for other things. Like if you mine down low, you know, you just get diamonds and redstone, because that's the only place diamonds and redstones come. You get other things, but just a little 411 for you. So I've got to get some redstone, and we'll grab that. Found a little bit more of it. So steam dynamo, real easy. We're just going to shift click this stuff in here, and it's just a shift, hold shift and left click from NEI here. And so the gears we need, you can do it like this, but you can also do a stone gear. As you can see, these change. So there's one, and then there's the other. So stone gear is just a wooden gear surrounded by stone. So we'll get some stone. We've got plenty of that stuff. And we'll get some sticks. Gonna have to do a tree farm here pretty soon, because I just get tired of cutting down trees. And I do that every single time. So that's 35 sticks. That should be enough, being that we only need that many. So we've got the wood, and then we'll do the stone, and then from the stone we will do the copper. And you see I've got two different types. One's Industrial Craft 2, the other one's Tinker's. It really doesn't matter. They're all kind of the same. Once you get higher into the game, I'm not going to give things away, but applied energistics, and even before that, if you go the route of logic pipes, then you want to kind of keep everything the same. It just makes it easier. So we'll do one, and then we'll do another, just like that. So we've got two of those. We got one of those. Looks like we can, there we go, steam dynamo. So what are we going to do with this? Well, I'm going to put it in the next episode. So guys, if you want to check that out, go ahead, and I've decided on a time that I'll be doing these videos. So 10 p.m. Central every night on YouTube, on the channel. Going to be putting these videos out every night. So if you enjoyed the video, I hope you like and subscribe. And in the next video, we will be messing with this steam dynamo and all of its components, because it's not just that. It's that and so much more. All of thermal expansion can become quite numerous, to the extent that this house is very quickly going to have to be added. And I was thinking about building into this cliff, but I don't know. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed the video, and see you in the overworld.